Finally, the return of the Premier League. And now, it's over. We're at the opposite end of the league and we all get to judge a younger, better looking Adrian from August 7th, 2018 on his Premier League predictions. Look at him. So naive, not even world weary yet. And also, I looked into this as a tidbit, he only had 16,250 subscribers at that time and was ecstatic about it. By the way, hello, I'm modern day Adrian who has really seen some shit in the comments section. And I'll be your co-host as we see how I did or how past Adrian did. This is getting confusing. And hey, we're also going to see how I did in comparison to some other creators, thanks to a lovely guy on Twitter who compiled all the predictions and created a point system to see who did the best. Now, I won't react to every single prediction. We'll do the top 6 teams and the relegated teams as well as the individual awards. And then at the end, we'll see how my full table prediction did in comparison to some other creators. So, without further ado, let's start with Chelsea. God, watching these videos from a long time ago are so cringe for me, man. Now I know how it feels to have to watch my content. And with the only improvement on the squad being Jorginho to partner Conte in the midfield, it could be a tough first season for Sarri. God, I spoke so slow and was so serious. But yeah, I think tough season is an okay way of putting it, given the fan backlash that Sarri faced for being so stubborn, the League Cup, Kepa debacle, etc. But as for the prediction, I do think that Chelsea will have a problem in the striking department if all of their faith is put into Alvaro Morata, who still looks as if he's shook from last season. Shook himself all the way out the door. Another tough one for Chelsea is they will end up in 6th, challenging for nothing but the Champions League places and perhaps a domestic cup. Oof! First big oof of the episode, maybe a medium oof, as in reality they finished 3 places higher than I expected. It came down to the wire, or the penultimate day for them to clinch Champions League football, but they did it. They did challenge for a domestic cup as I expected, but I didn't even consider the Europa League. Shoddy work, past Adrian. Come on, I expect better than this. Okay, next up we have Spurs, another team that made the top 4, but where did Adrian place them? But to be considered such a great manager, in my opinion at least, you have to win things. That's what the point of this sport is. And win things, Pochettino has not. Okay, first of all, why was I speaking like Yoda, man? Win things he has not. Like, what? And second of all, a bit of a harsh criticism from old Adrian, but a pretty fair one as he still hasn't won a single trophy. Yet. He has that opportunity in the Champions League soon though. Okay, carry on. Last summer, their desperation signing was the largely useless Fernando Llorente. Still largely useless, but to be fair to him, he has scored some important goals. Beauties, not really, but important nonetheless. And he did well to set up one of Lucas Moura's goals against Ajax, so there's that. He was actually integral to some of their attack. Ball over the top, chest down to Dele, onto Lucas. Anyway, that's Champions League though. We're not reacting to Champions League predictions here. But with no improvements to the squad, no added competition for places, I feel that they will fall seriously short of the top 2 sides, but still manage a 3rd placed finish. Ooh, that was a close one. So in reality, they finished 1 point behind Chelsea in 4th place, but Adrian was onto something when he said that the 3rd place team would finish seriously short of the top 2. I see you, Adrian. You saw that 2-horse race coming, didn't ya? Okay, moving on to their North London rivals, Arsenal. Unai Emery was the dude brought in to wrestle the zippers. Come on, that's a little funny, right? No, I'm just laughing at my own shitty jokes alone. All right. I think Emery will take Arsenal as high as 5th. However, I do think they will win a cup, with the most likely one being the Europa League, given Emery's track record, though I could see them winning the EFL Cup as well. Whew, okay, nailed that one. Tied Arsenal down perfectly with their league position as they finished in 5th. They definitely did not win the EFL Cup, but they do still have a shot at the Europa League, as the boy said just a moment ago. We're picking up some nice momentum here, boys. Let's hit it. Let's keep it going. Because it seems like Jose Mourinho has simply fallen out of love for the game and is completely unbothered about how the fans of United and the players under him feel about him. He went from absorbing criticism from the media to deflecting every single failure onto his squad and never taking the blame himself. That pretty much sums up his time at United, but after he got the sack and seeing how these players have also failed under Ole, maybe it's no wonder why he was so grumpy at United. No way. Did the boy call the sacking? Now, will Mourinho last the entire season? I think so, and I think that he's deserving of being given a chance. But come May or June of 2019, I think that could be the end of Mourinho at United. Oof. Not quite, my man. You were off by a good 5-6 months. To be honest though, most people expected this would be his last season with United. You know, history repeats, right? Third season syndrome, you know. I don't think they'll be as good as last season. I do think it's going to be rough for them, but they will end up finishing in the top 4. He could win the English Cup or the FA Cup, but 4th is as far as I think United will climb in the standings. Nope! A resounding nope, as they ended up in 6th, where they finished in his first season with the club. But now all of a sudden, I do wonder if they could have secured just 6 more points if Mourinho had stuck around. Sure, they were bad under Mourinho, but you could make a case for them being even worse under Solskjaer in the last couple of months of the season. I mean, that record to see things out, 2 wins from their final 12 matches across all competitions, winless in their last 5 in the Premier League. That's a big yikes. Hindsight is 2020, but I do not think that Mourinho would have gone on a losing streak like that. I mean, I have my criticisms of him, but even when they were at their worst under Mourinho, he still only had 4 losses in his last 2 months at the club. That's crazy compared to now. But anyways, we aren't here to talk about Mourinho and United. We're here to do our job in reacting to my predictions. And so, I was wrong there. Off by 2 places as they finished 2 back in 6th. Next up, I believe we just have our top 2 teams to talk about, so let's get it. If Alisson can perform as he did for Roma, then I can see him securing anywhere from 9 to 12 points for Liverpool just via his own heroics. I don't have any stats to back that up, but given the fact that Alisson won the Golden Glove for having the most clean sheets, I'm going to give myself a W, because I need all the W's I can get here. By the way, he had 21 clean sheets to Ederson's 20, which is very impressive. Last season, De Gea won the Golden Glove with like 18? Was it 18? Fact check that, please, Editor Adrian.
Yeah, it was 18.
Thank you, Editor Adrian. Back to other Adrian. But nevertheless, Naby Keita has finally arrived, as his passing, vision, and graft will be a massive boon to their midfield, and in turn their attack due to his fantastic service. And I think I can give myself an L there, as Naby Keita never really looked fully settled in this squad until the latter half of the season, and then he got injured against Barcelona. So it still looks promising for next season though. I know that quality he exhibited while at Leipzig is just waiting to come out. Now, you add all of these things together with the ethos that Klopp is instilling in his fast, talented squad, and I expect Liverpool to push for the title right until the end, or at least close to, but unfortunately, just fall short in 2nd place. Attaboy, younger Adrian. Great foresight. Congratulations there, but fix that hair, man. It's driving me crazy. Okay, so surely I got the first team right. I didn't say some dumb stuff like City would finish outside of the top 6, because they are the only team that hasn't cropped up yet, so don't let me down, young man. For me, City had the strongest squad last season, and with Riyad Mahrez adding further depth, finally fixed your hair at least. Will they be as dominant as last season's record-breaking campaign? I mean, likely not, as that's an incredibly hard feat to replicate. Ooh, I don't know, dude. They were pretty damn close to replicating it. Last season they reached 100 points, and this season they hit 98. So that ain't bad, man. It won't be as comfortable as last season, but I think City will be lifting the trophy come May 2019 and will have a deep run in the Champions League as well. Not quite a deep run in the Champions League, but they faltered at the same place as last season. But you were right about not being a very comfortable title race. Last season they had a 19-point gap, and this one there was only a 1-point gap separating them. Okay, so I got the winner correct, the runner-up correct, and 5th place correct. Now, let's see who I had getting relegated, as well as the rest of the table and how that stacked up to some other predictions. City in 1st, with Liverpool, Tottenham, United, Arsenal, and Chelsea rounding out the top 6, with Cardiff, Bournemouth, and Huddersfield dropping down into the Championship. Okay, so for Bournemouth, I explained in the video that I thought this was the end of the road for Eddie Howe's core of players from the run from the League One to the Premier League. But man, was I ever wrong about them. A full 5 places off when it came to them. However, I redeemed myself with nailing Huddersfield and Cardiff's final positions. No? Come on. Now, how did I do with the individual awards? That's what you guys are all here for, right? You don't care about the teams and places. Mo Salah is going to win the Gold Boot once again. Will he score as many as last season across all competitions? Perhaps not. but I think he will still be dominant, at least in the Premier League. Now, I don't really know if I got this one right or wrong, to be honest with you. Sure, he was the Golden Boot winner, one of 3 this season, alongside Aubameyang and his teammate Sadio Mane. Also, saying that he was dominant in the Premier League is just false. Was he good? Yes. Did he look a shadow of himself and was guilty of forcing it for long stretches while his finishing and final ball failed him? Yes. But even with that, he had a pretty damn decent season and finished as a Golden Boot winner. Good season overall, and definitely a victim of his own high standard that he set in the previous season. As for the PFA Player of the Year, I feel like Kevin De Bruyne will add some more goals to his game and will take the crown from Salah this time as he leads City to a 2nd straight title. Nope. Dude was injured the entire season, so he didn't have a chance, unfortunately. He only made 19 appearances in the Premier League. Pretty forgettable season for him. Now, as I said, I would give you a comparison to how I did versus other YouTubers who made prediction videos as well. And this next segment is brought to you by a Twitter user named @USMNTFC. US Men's National Team FC, maybe? I don't know. So what he did here was compiled everyone's full table predictions and created a point system to see how accurate everyone was. So you don't want points. Points are a bad thing in this case because you get 1 point per place that you were off. As the example they gave, if you predicted Liverpool to get first and they came in second, you would be given a point. So if you predicted United to come in fourth, for example, and in reality they came in sixth, you would be given 2 points. Or for my Bournemouth prediction, for example, I predicted 19th and they finished in 14th, so I racked up 5 points, just like that. Terrible. However, given that I got City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Everton, Leicester, Palace, Brighton, Cardiff, and Huddersfield all bang on, that's 9 teams that I thankfully received 0 points for. So, how did I compare? How did this little YouTube channel fare against these titans of football YouTube? He only went and tied for 2nd. Shout out Statman Dave, who absolutely killed his predictions with only 30 points, man. That's incredible. USMNTFC said that last season, the winning predictor got a full 59 points, whereas the winner this time was 30. So this was either a very predictable season or everyone is just suddenly football prophets. But hey, that's it from me. That's all there is to react to, really. So be sure to let me know how your predictions went in the comments section. Always fun to see how you guys did. If you're new around here and want to stick around for more content, then just hit that subscribe button. I have a player bio coming out on a hot commodity, an extremely sought after young talent, so you won't want to miss that. I'm Adrian, I love ya, and take care.